UConn 94, South Carolina 65. Final. All 5 of UConn starters are into double-digit points after the final media timeout, with Dangerfield leading the way. Wilson comes out of the game for South Carolina, an emotional moment as she hugs everyone courtside. After Williams puts down 2 more buckets for the Huskies, she also exits the game. Williams puts up the final points of the game for South Carolina, and a great effort from them comes to an end. UConn looked unstoppable tonight. UConn 89, South Carolina 58, 338 4Q. Samuelson hit another three-pointer, and Williams added another layup with an assist from Collier, who missed a 3 after the previous timeout by UConn. A media timeout occurs after Wilson hits a layup for the Gamecocks. UConn 82, South Carolina 56, 603 4Q. UConn is subbing in a lot of bench players as this game is effectively over. They manage a couple buckets, but also miss a couple jumpers. They're throwing fewer threes at this point because they don't need it. UConn 76, South Carolina 47, 004Q. Williams is up to 16 points, 5 boards and 5 assists going into the final frame. The Gamecocks are taking some desperate shots, and they're missing as a result. They had 3 misses, a turnover, and then another miss. UConn also had some misses during this time, but they can afford them. UConn 68, South Carolina 41, 428 3Q. After going 9 for 10 from range in the first half, UConn started the second half with a pair of missed threes. The Gamecocks took that opportunity to sink a few buckets, but had some misses of their own, including 4 straight, while UConn's Collier added a couple layups for good measure. Samuelson and Nurse both hit three-pointers for the Huskies before a media timeout. UConn 54, South Carolina 33, halftime. Dangerfield is going off. She hit multiple three-pointers in the second quarter, and the Huskies go to the half with their biggest lead of the game. UConn shot 90% from three-point range in the first half. Ridiculous. Dangerfield is 5-5 from downtown. UConn 44, South Carolina 27, 333 2Q. South Carolina finally started to put together a good run a couple minutes into the second half, where a pair of buckets for Wilson and a layup from Jennings gave them a 6-0 run. UConn is starting to have some foul trouble, and the Gamecocks are hitting the free throws. But while South Carolina hits 3 free throws and a layup, UConn calmly sinks a pair of three-pointers. UConn 30, South Carolina 12, 001Q. Samuelson sinks a beautiful three-pointer, and has a shot at a 4-point play after drawing the foul. She sinks it, and UConn is creating some big separation here. At the end of the quarter, Dangerfield hit a smooth 3 as we move to the second. Peep the Samuelson 3 below. UConn 17, South Carolina 8, 319 1Q. In the first few minutes of play, South Carolina has 6 turnovers, and they trail 9 points as the first quarter nears its end. These turnovers are going to be what decides this game. UConn 12, South Carolina 6, 635 1Q. Early foul on Collier, who sinks 2 free throws for the first points of the game. And we are going. After a 4-0 run to start, the Gamecocks got on the board with a free throw from Jennings. Wilson also sunk a layup and drew a foul, sinking the free throw to get things close, before Dangerfield put down a 3 for UConn. Before the game, it's been 360 days since the University of Connecticut women's basketball team has lost a game, and the Huskies are out for revenge. Mississippi State shocked Gina Warima's team in the Final Four last spring, and now the only thing standing in the way of 36-0 record and a repeat trip to the national semifinal is a South Carolina team UConn has already blown out once this year. The Huskies made the Gamecocks the 7th-ranked victim of their 35-game winning streak back on February 1st, absolutely crushing a solid Carolina team then ranked no. 7 in the nation. UConn sprinted out to an 8-point lead at the end of the first quarter, then turned on the afterburners to make it 53-24 at halftime and send fans at Colonial Life Arena head to the exits. Senior guard Kia Nurse was especially dangerous, leading all scorers with 23 points while draining 5 three-pointers. It was a result typical of the Huskies' 2017-18 dominance. Only 2 teams this season have even kept UConn's final lead to single digits, and none since a road game at Texas more than 2 months ago. South Carolina has blown out overmatched opponents through the early stages of this year's bracket, but they'll still need to overcome the mental hurdle of that February dusting in Columbia. The Gamecocks have struggled against elite competition this winter, going 1-4 against teams ranked in the top 10. They'll need a monster game from All-American A.J. Wilson, who had a double-double the last time these teams played with 14 points, 16 rebounds, and 6 blocks. Unfortunately for South Carolina, she needed 18 shots to get there. USC will hope history can repeat itself in 2018. Last year's UConn team was similarly dominant after winning all but 3 games by 10 points or more. Then Mississippi State came along to derail its title hopes in overtime. The Gamecocks can solidify the Sec's reputation as the thorn in the Huskies' paw with a shocking win Monday. Number 1 UConn vs. Number 2 South Carolina. Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. TV, ESPN live stream, watch ESPN.